Okay, round two. We're going to try this one more time. I'm looking over here at my computer to make sure that I can monitor and to get in to have this conversation with you all today. It's lunchtime lingo. If this is the first time we're meeting, hi, I'm Jessica Canty. I am your life and career strategist. I have a passion for helping melanin millennial moms who want high achieving careers. That's why this conversation I have been waiting for. I am thrilled. I've got 1, 2, 3 notebooks ready for it to get some tasty morsels. Hi, beautiful. Yeah. So the second time is the charm. So before you came in, I was telling everybody that I was excited about this conversation because it's a part of a series of conversations. And how wonderful it is that it's right around mealtime. So while you all are nurturing your bodies, you get to nurture your inside. You get to nurture that mind and that soul with wonderful conversations. So go ahead and heat up your food because I know you got to do the virtual thing and be in front of the computer. You want to make sure that you get the best use of time using this platform. Okay, so when I got the information about being able to interview you, when I said, oh my goodness, let me go ahead and get my notebooks. I got 1, 2, 3 notebooks and a working pen, some backup pens. So I said, when they said superpower, I said, oh my goodness. And they mentioned the Lord. I said, oh, all right, here we go. So let me dial down my excitement and allow you to introduce yourself. So go ahead and introduce yourself to our community.
Okay, so I'm just hoping everyone can hear me okay. Thank you so much. My name is Vuyanzi, also known as Life Coach Vuyanzi. Jambo from Nairobi, Kenya. We'll talk about superpowers today because I enacted one of mine by packing and selling everything I had and hopping on a plane about a month ago to change my life and live here. I am a life coach. We can get into that too. I am a certified life coach. I help Black leading ladies to answer their alarm clocks of destiny and live the life they desire. I am also a channel owner. My channel is called Onyx Channel, The Black Experience, where we are elevating the mind, body, soul, and lifestyle of Pan-African people. I am an international bestseller, and I am a podcast host of Black leading ladies on purpose, and I'm a mom too. So that's me. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, just to be in your presence, the presence of bravery, of boldness, of commitment to purpose. I can't wait to just dive in. So many things you already said, just in your introduction. We got to pick that apart. Okay. So a month ago, you weren't living where you were.
About 6 weeks, August 22nd, I boarded a plane on a one-way ticket to Nairobi.
Oh my goodness. Would you mind sharing what led you to Nairobi? Oh my goodness. What time is
So,
it?
I'm 8 hours ahead of you. So I'm 8:10 here. So
Okay.
you see the darkness is in back of me because it's dark now.
Wow.
But I'll give you a bit of the abbreviated version, and shameless plug, there's more of this story in there's a little bit more of it in Black Leading Ladies on Purpose, the podcast. But I'm going to tell you, 3 years ago, I came here to visit, and I just came to visit. And when it got time for me to leave, I'll put it this way. Someone said it this way, and I didn't make this up, that the ancestors pulled me by my heart and said, we're not going to let you go again. And I wept when it was time for me to leave. I'm like, it's almost like something taking you by surprise. Like, what is this? Why am I crying because I'm leaving? And from there, 3 years ago, 2017, I was doing my best to make everything align to be able to go. It wasn't happening the way I wanted it to. And then finally, and then COVID happened, and I was like, oh, forget it. It's never going to happen this year. And then finally, someone asked me at the end of July, they said, well, Vuyanzi, why aren't you in Nairobi now? And I said, because why am I not in Nairobi now? And from there, it was just about 3 weeks. They just opened up the country for Americans to be able to come in. And on August 22nd, I hugged everyone. I kissed my parents. I kissed my kids. I gave my dog to my kids. I cried and I cried, but I said goodbye. And I came here. And that's what it is.
Wow, wow, wow. And it's definitely not a shameless plug. I'm glad you mentioned it because I'm going to catch the replay of this and I'm about to go subscribe. It's just that conversation. I'm like, this is going to be my life. Like, I'm going to have listen to this in the morning to get my life right. So, oh my goodness. You know, in just that short amount of time, that was almost a workshop you gave because I heard in there about purpose. You know, I heard purpose tugging at you. It may be the ancestors. It may be, you know, the fact that where you're supposed to be, it was tugging at you. So thank you for sharing that. You shifted your whole life, whole different time zone to go to where purpose was. And it meant that you had to say goodbye to some things, but it also meant that you were able to say hello to some purpose. I can just see it in your face. You are purpose. Okay. So now you said you got a podcast, you're the life coach, you're doing all these amazing things. What led you to all these amazing things? Like, how did you know this is what your life was made for?
Well, you know what? It's been a long journey. I can't say, 10 years ago that I knew it would be here. I knew that I had heard of this thing called life coaching. I had experienced it. I'm like, I think I want to be that. But it took a long time. I did what we all do as moms, like saying, well, I'm really busy with the kids and I can't, and I'm busy. So I put this off for a bit. I hope you're not getting feedback. I'm getting a little feedback, and I hope you're okay with the connection on my end.
No, I can hear you.
But you're okay? Okay. But then I have allowed, some doors open for my coaching certification, and I have allowed my destiny I've allowed myself to receive what it was. And so as I've allowed myself to receive, and that's a job, right? Because we're like, we go, 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 go. We push, 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 push. But I've been receiving these things and it feels more natural now. I'm even starting to get more into this cadence. Since I've gotten here, doors have opened that were not opening for me. So it's like more than what I understood was starting to open for me right here once I got to the soil. You talk about purpose. You have to be aligned even geographically to where you're supposed to be.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm just telling you, I'm just soaking it all in. Because when you said you have to be aligned, a lot of people think I have to be in the right job, to be with the right side, be with the right person. But even geographically, you're saying even space to perceive. And I feel like that's a whole lesson in and of itself. What I'm curious about, you said something about certification. It seems like everybody's aligned now. And for you to have invested in certification, can you tell the audience a little bit about why it's important and, just what you need to be thinking about when they're investing in life coaches? Because it seems everybody right now can put up a page and say, I'm a life coach.
Well,
just putting your alignment and your passion with somebody that could do damage rather than build you. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, because legally you can just say you're a coach. You can wake up and say, I'm going to be a coach today. And you could put up a page. But I'll say this. So I'm an educator by trade. That was my first career. I was I was a middle school teacher. So even though I'm not in the classroom, right, I still believe in educating oneself. So what does that look like? So I did my due diligence. I researched places because I was taking whatever I was going to do very seriously. I'm like, people are going to be like entrusting me with their lives. So I went about it. You know, everyone's taste is different. I wanted a small, more personalized experience. So I went to a small school called Bowl Imagery Institute. I had actually spoken with the owner herself. I felt the vibe because there were a lot of big schools. There's a lot of big schools. And you know what? I made the investment. And I want to say something because you even talked about how people, you know, may say, well, no, I got to be at the right job and I got to be this. I'm going to tell you. Let's talk plain. I signed up for coaching when I couldn't, look at me, because I'm going to use air quotes here, when I couldn't afford it. But I did. But because I was aligned to my purpose, things began to fall into place that I was able to do that. So that's it all alignment. Sorry, I'm always going to go back to alignment. So education, alignment.
Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. And I love that you put it in air quotes because it's so very true. You know, a lot of times we think that we have the willingness, we have the ability, but we don't have the resources, what a lot of people think. But it's all about alignment. And when you put yourself in the right position, things start opening for you. Like you said, you had to go to another time zone and doors are opening for you. Oh my goodness. So I can see that you are truly living this out. I am excited to talk about this book. How did we get to this book? Because I need to get it in my hands. I'm the highlighting kind of girl. I wish I could find my highlighter. I'm the highlighter. Tell me a little bit about the book. You tell me about the podcast. You tell me about the business, the channel, which we need to talk about too. Tell me a little bit about the book.
Absolutely. Let me just say this. The book was once again something that came into fruition when I made a decision in 2019. I'm like, I don't know how this is going to happen, but I'm going to be an author in 2020. I don't know where it's going to come from. I don't know how this is going to happen. And the visionary of the book, Nadia, reached out and you know, a few authors. I thought it was going to be this huge project, but she said yes to a chosen few, and I happen to be one of them. And so this book, talking about superpower, it brought me to my knees. I'm going to tell you, I wept when I did it because there's some things that I can give you one aspect of it that I would hear people say to me that I did not like. And I had to grapple with it and accept it. And writing my portion of this book made me accept it. And it's going to be crazy what I tell you. I did not like when people used to say, oh my gosh, you're so inspiring. I'm like, well, what is that? I don't know what that means. What do I do with that? That's how I felt. Listen, everyone feels a certain way. And when we asked ourselves, what is your superpower? I had to grapple with that being a part of my bigger superpower, that I am inspiring. And I don't say that in a conceited way. I can say it in a confident way because I know who I am. That I am inspiring, that it doesn't have to mean a certain way a stereotypical way I had in my head. That it could mean just being me. Just being who I was and walking in my gifting and walking in that which God has given me. And that was okay. I had to become okay. One of the things I had to become okay with being inspiring. And that's just the drop of the equation that equals my superpower. Accepting of myself.
Are you a woman in business? Join the Go Girls Network, where you can connect with women just like you. You can also shop and grow professionally. Our network is easy to join with membership plans to fit your marketing need, like promoting your events and listing your products and services. Get listed today and receive a free gift with a premium plan. Claim your free listing today at gogirls.com.
The world is in need of superheroes in 2020. Look around, turn the news on, look in the streets, look at your neighbor, look at all the different spaces and how our world has changed. We're in need of superheroes. And so I want to put it there. I typically put it at the very end of our conversation, but I think it's necessary. One, because we got a comment that came in, and then the way you pose the challenge. So I'm gonna address the comments. Well, I'm gonna ask you to address the comments. I'm gonna present it to you, and then we'll talk a bit about the challenge.
Okay.
So someone commented, I don't know if you can help me, but I have a problem stepping on girls' feet. Now, my brain reads that in one way, but I'm curious because you are in a book with women. You are creating the challenge for women. I'm curious, a lot of times, especially as women of color, specifically Black women, we get the stereotype of that we are, angry Black women, that we can't get along. Whole reality shows are around women bickering back and forth. So that's how I read the question. But I would love to hear you, and how did that question hit you? What advice would you give for that?
Yeah, because I'm reading it and I think that, but then it looked like a guy had asked the question. So I'm not really sure, but I'm going to take it from the point that you took it, because when you're talking about that, and for anyone who's there have trepidation about that you have to let go of all ego. Let me say that for the people in the back. You have to let go of all the ego. And sorry for the close-up, but what I'm saying is this, and I know we're at the end, but what I want to say is letting go of my ego has been a process. Edging God out, EGO, edging God out. When you put God... When you put God first, and I don't care what religion you are. So my thing is, I'm going to let go of that thing that makes me me. And that means I can work with you. Quite frankly, that means even if you say something off-putting to me, I can still be okay because I'm grounded in who I am. So when we start to let go and let God, let go and let God. You can work with anyone. You can work with the biggest bee if they call her a bee. You can work with the most humble woman. It doesn't matter because it is about yourself. So put yourself to the side. It doesn't mean you don't care about yourself. It just means when I'm going to deal with you, it's not going to be like, oh, what does she think? No, this is God. And if you have a problem with me, do you know whose problem that is? That's your problem. That's not mine. That's not mine. If you want to call me all types of names, you know whose problem that is? You have got to go to sleep with that. I can let that go if I don't have that ego. Listen, this is a process, but I've grown in this area because of making a commitment to let the ego go. So I can work in nearly any kind of circle, even when people are pains. It doesn't matter to me because I still know who I am. And I do my best. I don't always do it, but I do my best to put God first.
Listen, I really did write it down. I know you can't see it, but I'm like, let me go ahead and write that down, God. Go ahead and use that today in my life. Amen.
Pilot Healthcare Training Institute. We provide a 14-week phlebotomy hands-on training course. You're able to actually see all of the different career paths in healthcare, and you can go from there and decide which ones that interest you. What are you good at? What do you like? And then you can actually grow from there.